A new and controversial law in Alabama is reopening the conversation about abortion here in Canada. The law is described in the U.S. as the most restrictive in America and could punish doctors with a sentence of up to life in prison. In Canada, every province and territory has legal abortion, but the issue here is access. So joining me now is Carolyn Egan from the Ontario Coalition for Abortion Clinics. Carolyn, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's look at the state of abortion in Canada. Where is it most difficult to access this?
Well, I think it's most difficult in rural areas, areas outside the major cities. If you're in Vancouver, Toronto, or Montreal, you have reasonable access. But if you go beyond that, it's a real problem. I mean, for example, in New Brunswick, there's a clinic in Fredericton, and it's not funded through the provincial health care plan, so people have to pay themselves to have the procedure done. Or in the Yukon, for example, there's only one abortion provider in Whitehorse. So these areas are really, really underserved.
When we look at the politics of abortion here in Canada, we've seen recent headlines about Conservative Ontario MPP Sam Oosterhoff attending an anti-abortion rally last week. There he said, "We pledge," this is his quote, "we pledge to fight to make abortion unthinkable in our lifetime." When we hear a quote like that, there's a lot of fear and uncertainty from many people that go along with that. Is it possible to see the political debate reopened on this issue?
Well, we hope not, but we're always very fearful. Comments like that and what just did happen in Alabama, unfortunately, give confidence to those who want to deny a woman access to abortion, and we're very reasonably concerned. And I think even things like the massive cuts to public health in this province, which deny women access to sexual health clinics for poor women or women who aren't really well acquainted with the healthcare system, immigrant women, racialized women, young women, where do they get access? And birth control, just simply that. So there are all kinds of problems that we're very, very concerned about.
We know that Ontario Premier Doug Ford has said that he will not be revisiting the abortion conversation in his term. So it's something we will be following, obviously, closely on the show. When we look at the U.S., legislation to restrict abortion rights has been introduced this year in 16 U.S. states in places that deny abortions. What sorts of health risks are women being faced with?
Well, I think you have to look at the reality. When the Hyde Amendment was passed, which denied Medicaid funding to a woman, Rosie Jimenez, died in South Texas because she accessed an illegal abortion. And even when we were having the debate in the early 90s here in Ontario, whether there should be recriminalization of abortion, a young woman, Yvonne Urowitz, in High Park here in the Toronto area, self-induced an abortion and bled to death. So this is actually what could be the case. I mean, 47,000 women die every year around the world from illegal abortions, and so it may seem far off, but we've had our own circumstances right here in Canada.
We know that just because you make something illegal doesn't mean it goes away.
That is correct, and women have shown, sadly, and many of them have lost their lives, showing they will access abortion if they think it's the right choice for them.
Carolyn, it's not an easy conversation to have, but we appreciate you coming in today to give us some information.
Thank you very much.